Hello there, Star Wars fans. I'm Mike, and in this week's community video, I share thoughts on who we think the main character is when it comes to the new Mandalorian series. First, however, I want to say welcome back to Star Wars Speculation, where we ask you to use the Force within you to make the Star Wars community a better place by sharing your theories and speculation. And you could do that by answering the question of the day at the end of the video. But let's get right into the topic. So when it comes to the main character of The Mandalorian, Robert writes in the comments section, the Star Wars Aftermath books have snippets of a former slave and human gunslinger on Tatooine. In the last book, the gunslinger became the lawman of some town. That is who I think the Mandalorian is. Yes, Robert, love this idea, and that character was sort of like a Robin Hood type character. He was coming to the defense of the people of Tatooine, and he was really taking on the crime syndicate, and I'd love to see something similar from The Mandalorian. We've seen so many popular characters that are sort of in this gray area, and I'd love to see The Mandalorian doing questionable things at points, but also helping out these citizens of the Outer Rim against maybe Imperial remnants. Again, sort of like a Robin Hood type character where he might steal from the rich and give to the poor. But let's move on to JetBlast190, and he states in the comments, I don't think the Mandalorian will be Sabine because I don't think Dave Filoni is done telling her story and he won't release his character. There's a better chance that it could be Boba, but I think the best bet is that the Mandalorian will be a brand new character. And I tend to agree, Rich, and so does the Medieval Man, who states, I honestly think it's going to be a brand new character we've never met before. We may have seen this character in Rebels, but we've not had a name, and I doubt we've heard the person speak before. I still wonder if the Mandalorian is a Mandalorian protector sent by Bo-Katan to go out into the Outer Rim to help secure the worlds near Mandalore so that all the instability that is happening in the galaxy after the establishment of the New Republic and the retreating of the Empire doesn't wash up on Mandalore. And this is a great idea, Medieval Man 9. Bo-Katan becoming the ruler of Mandalore, really like that idea, as well as her sending out an individual or individuals around the Mandalorian system in the Outer Rim to make sure that those planets are stable. Again, you could still combine this with the idea I was presenting earlier, where the Mandalorian is somebody who is fighting the crime syndicates on these different planets, or maybe even Imperial remnants. And not only is he doing it because Bo-Katan sent him there, but he's also just a nice guy that likes to help out the civilians on those planets. Again, he would be that great type of character where he's doing these horrendous things to the crime syndicates, but in the end, it really helps the civilians on those planets. Moving on here, we have Turkland TV, and he states Sabine Wren wouldn't use such depressing colors for her helmet and armor, and it's obviously a man. Finn Rau has his very own helmet, and Boba Fett, nope, forget it. It could be a minor character from Rebels or the Aftermath novels, but I don't think so. In recent years, the people at Lucasfilm have had the habit of creating original characters in order to avoid limitations due to established plots and therefore established expectations. This way they can bypass those issues and can create a character on their own terms. That's not all bad. In fact, that's great. In Turkland TV, I totally agree here. It's fun to speculate, but when we get down to the facts, Jon Favreau is a huge fan. He seems to be a huge fan of Mandalorians, of Boba Fett, no doubt. And I just can't see the guy not coming up with his own original character, with his own sort of spin on it. Something that people are saying is that the one image that we do have of the Mandalorian reminds them and gives them sort of a Western feel. And so I totally agree about your Sabine Wren comment. It just doesn't look like the armor that she would have. Though if she was depressed, say if Ezra had died and passed away, she might have some sort of depressing depiction on her armor, but even then it's a long shot. It's just much more likely that this is a new character, and he's going to be traveling around the Outer Rim, kind of like the Wild West. Though I think there is definitely lots of chance that we could see somebody like Sabine Wren in this series. We could see somebody like Bo-Katan in this series, absolutely, especially if Medieval Man 9's speculation becomes true. As well, there's a whole host of bounty hunters from the original trilogy in the Clone Wars that we could see here as well. Dengar is another character that is explored in the Aftermath series, so we could definitely see him showing up. Overall, I'm just super excited to see what happens with this series and get some more about it. It's so funny that we've entered into the production of the show and we know so little about it. With Star Wars, it seems like we know a bit more by the time they start actually creating a show. That all said, guys, thanks to all of you that commented. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. Remember to continue to use the Force within you to make the Star Wars community a better place by sharing your theories and speculation. And you can do that by answering today's question of the day, and that is, what is a list of some of the things you want to see in the Mandalorian series? Do you want to see Sabine Wren? Do you want to see the Mandalorian on Mandalore? Do you want to see characters like Jabba the Hutt or Dengar? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching Star Wars Speculation, and may the Force be with you.